Friday morning on Squawk Box. As you probably know, the Hollywood writer's strike has been going on now for the last 1.5 months with no end in sight. It has forced a number of television series to be suspended, and several movie productions have been scaled back as well. At the heart of the issue, just how writers should be paid for work distributed over the internet. Our next guest thinks his company has the solution for that. Eric Priest is the CEO at Feilio, a startup company that focuses on solutions for content compensation. He joins us live on the line from Shanghai now. Eric, good morning. Good to have you with us. Describe it in layman's terms. What exactly does your company do, and what service does it provide?
Well, let me put it this way. I think probably the easiest way to describe what Feilio does is to say, for example, if you have an internet access account with an internet service provider, imagine if that internet service provider added a couple of dollars to that account, bundled it into your internet access fee, and then in return for that, you would be able to download as much music and as much video and as many movies as you want. You'd be able to use them the way you want. You'd be able to share them with your friends and keep them forever. And that's essentially the solution that we're providing. We're working with internet service providers to bundle a small fee in all of their users' access accounts, and then in return for that, we give them licenses, blanket licenses, that all that internet service providers users can use to download content and share it.
Okay, I mean, it sounds pretty good for the consumer. Easier, more efficient, faster access, and I guess you piggyback on the economies of scale from the ISP. I guess you end up paying less. What about for the content creators and providers? How do they take advantage of this?
Well, that's exactly right. It's the economies of scale, and when you're talking about say, for example, our business now, we're starting in China. China's our first market. When you're talking about millions of users on one ISP, so there are basically two large consumer broadband ISPs in China. One has 20 million users, one has 35 million users. When you're talking about that number of users, the fee per user can be very, very small. In fact, that fee might even be eaten by the internet service provider. But the amount of money that we can charge an individual, or the amount of money that we can collect from the ISP and distribute to copyright owners is very, very large. And the more users you sign up, the more ISPs you sign up, and the more users you accumulate, the bigger that gets.
Okay, I understand that. Talk to us, your company itself. It's a startup. What sort of exit plan do you have? Trade buyout or an IPO down the line, or what?
Well, both of those are options. I mean, an IPO within 3 years or a trade sale before that are both very viable options for this kind of company.
All right, Eric, why China? I mean, other than the fact that, low base, low penetration, and probably the most potential of any sort of web market out there.
Well, I have to say, China is one of the most exciting markets in the world for the internet and for content. It's the fastest growing internet market in the world, and it's also the fastest growing entertainment market in the world. So that's one of the really major reasons. The second reason is that this company actually started at Harvard University. It started in the Harvard Berkman Center for Internet and Society. And so we have strong university roots. And we partnered with Tsinghua University in China and CERNET, which is the China Education Research Network. CERNET has about 2,400 schools connected to it.
Interesting. All right, Eric, listen, I've got to cut you off. We're just out of time, but interesting. Incubated in academia, sounds like. Eric Priest there, CEO at Feilio, live on the line from Shanghai. Squawk is back in less than 2 minutes to get to the Shanghai Open and early movers. Don't go away.